Hi everybody, my name is Abby and this is my channel. I live in China. So in this video, I'm just going to be answering a few questions about the surgery that I had. For those who do not know, I recently had surgery to remove very large fibroids, myomas, I think it's myomas. So yeah, I had a surgery in China to remove very large fibroids. If you would like to see how large they were, I'm going to put a clip somewhere here. It was quite massive, and it's crazy how I did not know that I had them until about a week before I got the surgery. I always thought I was just bloated every time, because every time I would like ease myself, go to the bathroom, pee or fart, I would not feel any discomfort. I had been feeling discomfort, but I always thought it was just me being bloated, but it wasn't. And then there was a time that it actually became so bad, it moved my uterus, my rectum, and my bladder. That's when I knew I had to go to the hospital, because it started bulging up and I could see it on my belly. I'm gonna put a clip here. I did take some video, just clips to show my mom and my friends what was going on. That's when they also pushed me to go to the hospital. So I'm gonna put a clip here so you can see exactly what was happening to me. Now, I had the surgery already and I'm already on the road to recovery. It's already been 2 weeks since I had the surgery and I'm recovering. A couple of people have asked me some questions. How much did you pay for the surgery? How did it go? How was the experience in the hospital in China and everything? So in this video, I'm just going to be answering those questions. So if you would like to know how much I paid, what happened, how it went, and the care and everything, do stick around. And I sure do hope that I'm going to answer every question, because I didn't write any questions down. The most important thing I want to answer is how much I paid. Now, for this particular surgery, this particular the fibroids that I had, a lot of people have been diagnosed with fibroids recently. I don't know if it's the food we're eating in China, but again, I don't think it's just people in China, because I do know a couple of people around the world, well, not around the world, in my country and some other countries in Africa, that also have had these fibroids, and some of them had surgery. Other people are just dealing with them, they're trying to manage them. Other people are trying to shrink them. And the doctor did tell me to say mine were so large. I had 2 very large ones. Actually, when they took them out, it was like one large thing. It was so large. I think you already saw the clip that I put. It was so large. They cut it open, and then they discovered that inside there were 13 fibroids, 2 large ones. One measured around I don't know how, like, it's 3 dimensions. I'm just gonna say the largest one. There was 7 centimeters and 9 centimeters. Those were the large ones. Then there were the other smaller ones. I'm gonna put a clip right here so you can see what they look like, in case you're also interested in seeing what fibroids look like, because I never knew what they looked like. Now, before I got admitted, I asked the doctor approximately how much was it going to be for this surgery. She told me it was going to be over 10,000 RMB, under 20,000 RMB, but she did mention that there could be some additional charges. So let me just convert that for you before we move on, so you can know exactly how much that is approximately. So 10,000 RMB right now, the conversion in dollars is about 1,900. In kwacha is about 33,300, and in pounds is about 1,400. 20,000 RMB is about $3,000, 53,000 kwacha, and 2,200 pounds. So that's how much I was expecting to pay for the surgery. If you have health insurance, of course it's going to be much cheaper, but I currently don't have health insurance. I did think about getting it, but they told me to say even if I got health insurance at that particular moment, it was not going to be effective for that surgery. So of course I'm getting health insurance now, because I mean, I'm not considering getting sick in the future, but you never know what happens. Anyway, now before getting admitted at the hospital I was at is the University of Hong Kong Shenzhen Hospital. It's a private and government hospital, so you can get private services, like if you don't want to go the government route. I don't know if this makes sense, but for me, I don't know if I don't know how to explain this. Anyway, when I got admitted, I had to pay a deposit of 12,700 RMB, which is around $1,900 and 33,500 kwacha. And that's how much I paid upon admission. Now, when I had my surgery, I did not get any blood transfusion, but I did become anemic, so I had to pay for some anemia treatments. The doctors gave me these treatments just to fix the problem, because apparently I needed to have more blood. I don't know what anemia is. I didn't do any research. I really don't know much about all of these things because I'm not a person who likes the hospital, so I don't even like to deal with all of these things. But yeah, they gave me these treatments, and the incision itself, if it was healing perfectly well, it was going to heal in about 7 days on top of the on the skin. However, I had a complication on two parts of the incision. I'm not going to show you what it looks like because they cut my incision vertically from underneath my belly button to the top part of my lady parts. So of course I can't put that clip here. So what happened is that the incision was about this big. Now it started healing just fine. The doctor would come and squeeze just to see if there's any pus or liquid coming out. And then she saw that there was a little bit of liquid coming out, so she thought it was an infection. So they had the wound care specialist team come and check what it was. They took some samples and they found out that I had a complication called fat liquefaction. This particular complication is when part of the wound, the incision was this long, so like a little part of the wound in the middle, not in the middle, like towards my belly button and towards the top of the vaginal area, there were little pockets that they had to open, because for me they used surgical staples. For me, they didn't do stitches, they used surgical staples. So they took them out because that part wasn't closing, because it had the fat liquefaction liquid coming out. So it's just where the layers of the skin are not healing, there is fat liquid that is oozing out, that is coming out. So they had to open those pockets, and now they had to start cleaning inside. They would go inside with some swabs and start cleaning, trying to remove them. Now that was hectic and a little painful. But the good thing is that I had a great team and they were very supportive, because for me, my friends did come to visit me. Just a moment, I'm getting a call. Yeah, so my friends, it was not an important call. My friends, they did come to visit me, and that was for 4 days. After the surgery, the first 4 days, my friends would come and visit me and check on me, but for the most part, I was by myself, and I was in the hospital for about 10 days. So the nurses were so good. They were just, they would check on me and everything. And the good part is that I had really great roommates, because I was in a shared room. Oh, I didn't even mention, for the room, the deposit and everything is supposed to be, wait a minute. Okay, so where was I? I had to scratch my eye. Anyway, I think I've lost track of what I was saying. For the hospital bill, let me break it down. When they discharged me, because I had the complication of the fat liquefaction, I had anemia after the surgery. I didn't get any blood transfusion. I didn't lose too much blood, so they didn't give me any blood transfusion, which I'm grateful for, because they did tell me that with blood transfusion you could get some infections. If the blood, even though it was screened, had some infections, you could get them as well. So I was grateful and glad that I didn't get the blood transfusion, but I ended up getting some anemia, so I've been getting anemia treatments. So the total bill when I was discharged, when you get discharged, because you pay a deposit, and with that deposit you are entitled to a refund if the bill did not go up to the money that you deposited. So I had to go and settle my bill. Either I was getting a refund or I was going to top up. I got a refund. They gave me back about 60 something yuan. So in total I practically paid around 12,600 and something. I just basically paid that money that I said. How much was it? I think it was $1,900, right? And about 33,000 kwacha. That's how much I paid. And if I hadn't gotten the anemia treatments, or if I hadn't had the complication of the fat liquefaction, it would have been much cheaper. Also, I do not have health insurance. So if you have health insurance, it is also cheaper. Now, I do have a friend who has been getting treatment for her fibroids in a different city. Well, this, I wouldn't say that it's a friend of mine. It's just a friend of mine told me about this person because I just discovered recently that people deal with fibroids a lot. I had no idea. So for her, they were trying to shrink them, and she had to pay money for that. And I think she paid about, I think they told her around 15,000. Sadly, they could not shrink those fibroids, so she's already paid that money, and then she had to pay for surgery. Well, she hasn't done the surgery yet, but they told her to say she just has to get the surgery because that's the only way they can remove them because they're not shrinking. And I personally just feel like even though some people wouldn't want to get surgery because I mean it is invasive, and with surgery there can be some complications, so you must really think about it before you get it. But I think that going the surgical route is better than trying to shrink them, because trying to shrink them, there is no guarantee they are going to shrink. But with removing them, it's so much better, even though they can grow back, yes. But for me, now that I know that I had fibroids, I'm going to be going for regular checkups so they can check if they're growing back. And if they're growing back when they're very small and they're discovered early, it is so much easier to shrink them. But if they're large, it's quite hard or even impossible to shrink them. So getting surgery is better, because with the healing, if you don't have any complication, the incision is going to close fully around 6 days. It's going to close fully, and you won't even feel much pain on the inside. But yeah, of course it has to heal internally as well, which can take about 2 to 6 weeks. But you won't even feel pain. You will just be moving around normally. You'll be okay. Just take it easy. Just have to take it easy, because I mean, for me, I'm not taking it easy, but I'm not going to the gym yet. I can't work out for about 1 to 2 months. So you have to take it easy on yourself. But that is exactly how much I paid for my surgery. And for those who have not seen the video, because I did record the journey, my surgery journey, I did take a video just to show, just to look back on that particular season of my life in the future. So if you're interested and you want to see the video, I'm going to put the link somewhere in the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I sure do hope that I answered all your questions. If I did not answer any question that you might particularly have had, you can let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to try my best to answer it as best as I can. And for those who have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do not forget to subscribe. It's not going to cost you anything, but it's going to help me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. I love you so much, and have a wonderful day.